Welcome to another video from Dr. Lock. We have the 5004 ADI bolt. The box is a bit dirty, but I'm going to show you the lock. Get rid of the dirty box. Okay, so I'm going to do a quick change combination on this. So this is the new model one. I'll show you what's included in with the packaging. I'll show you how to fit it. Show you the templates, the nuts, the bolts and all that sort of stuff. Right, so there we have just basically what's included. Your instructions are here, how to remove the bolt and all the rest. You can use them if you want. This is your template. It's marked at the top. So when I would be fitting this on the door, I've got two possible options. We might even have more than that, but we'll go with two. So you can do a refixing, which uses these bolts on the back. These are just your standard dome head bolts. They come through and they go onto these little guides here. So you've got four of them, and what you would do is put this, we'll start off from scratch. You would put this on your door. So you put this on your door, you would find out how deep this bolt is. That's the lock there, because when the door is opened you don't want this bolt rubbing on the ground. So you would put the key in, turn it, lift your bolt up. There's two positions with this. When the key is turned you can hear it click. So that's locked, and then if you lift it up you'll hear it click again. And there it is there. So it doesn't protrude much, a couple of mil. It's got a little nipple on the top. That's going to help you when you're drilling your bolt hole. So I'd put that on the door, and I'd leave probably about 10 mil just underneath that. The projection on this is quite a bit anyway, so if we're going to measure it, we'll give you a rough idea. So that's hanging out about 5 mil, and when it's locked it's going down to 55 mil. So you've got about 50 mil of projection into the actual concrete on the door. That's why these locks are just so good. It's a bolt lock, yeah, simple bolt lock, but there's a lot more to it that makes it rock solid and strong. And this is one of the locks that we use quite a lot in Australia. Alright, so I would find out where my at-rest position is, and then I would mount this on the door, probably about 10 mil from the edge there. 10 mil from the edge there, so it's got a little bit of clearance. And also you have to remember as well, as the door goes in and out, if there's any concrete that's high there, by lifting it up just that little bit means that that little nipple won't rub on the ground, because you don't want it scoring the ground. So you want to be a little bit higher than the ground, but yet getting maximum projection with the bolt. Alright, so we've got our door. We're going to put the template on. Pretty straightforward on where to put it. And then we've got a cross here, across here, and across here, and across here. So 4 crosses. The other option you can do is you can do a concealed fixing, which has a cross here and a cross here. So where's that plate? Okay, if you want to do a concealed fixing, what that basically means is that you would be bolting through here, and there's a plate that goes on the back here. So you drill 2 holes, which is, you know, quite quick and nice and easy to do. You attach your plate, you screw the bolts through, and they attach on the plate. I don't have the plate here, but if you can imagine, it's basically just a plate with a couple of dome nuts in it that you just basically screw through to. So if you don't want to look at the 4 mushrooms on the inside, you could do a concealed fixing. But most of the time, looking at four of these on a door, 2 there and 2 there, is, you know, on a silver door, it's not really an issue. So to start off with, I would drill my hole here, drill my hole here, drill my hole here, drill my hole here. It might even tell us our sizes. I think 6 mil should do us. Drill 4 or 6 quarter inch, so they've said quarter inch. Okay, once I've got that and I've got 4 holes and I'm coming through my door, I would mount my mounting plate like this, with the head of the bolts going that way. Right, I put it through my door like this, all 4 of them. So essentially on the door I would have that. I would have that mounted on the outside, just like that. Now the way this lock works is it sits over all of these bolts, like so, and then the pin will actually get trapped inside here. To hold the lock on the body, it's these 2 screws here, these 2 here. So we do that at the end. So first things first, I remove my bolt completely. To remove it, we go all the way up, turn right, and then lift it out. And if that doesn't work, we go left. Which way is it? Let's go back that way. Okay, sorry, go left. So from center position, go left and take it all the way out. There's a little notch to allow you to do it. So go left, pull it out. Now that that's off and I've got my plate mounted on the door, I simply put this over the top like this. I come through with my bolt, putting it in on the left, and when you can, you give it a twist. Just before that knuckle, you give it a twist. Now the lock is actually all together. This bolt is encased in this backing plate. The runners, these runners, are moving up and down, allowing the bolt to go in and out. And then all we really need to do is just finish it off. Now there's two long screws here you can see with an Allen key. They go in here, and there's a little plate that says ADI that just squeezes on top of that. Once it's on the door, you simply give it a test, lift it up. That's the lock position there, so you can lock it open, so there's no removing a bolt, there's no bolt that's going to come out during the day or anything like that. And then at the end of the day, you simply just give it a turn to about the 2 o'clock position, push the bolt all the way down, pull your key out the 12 o'clock position. Alright, so for a rekey, we're going to do it in reverse. We're going to turn the key to 2 o'clock position, lift the bolt all the way, as high as you can go, turn it to the left, 90 degrees, and just pull it straight out. Then we would dig out this plastic, this little plastic cap here, which would expose these 2 screws here, and we'd undo them with the Allen key, at which stage we can take this off the door. This would remain on the door, no need to do anything more with that. Now to rekey it. Okay, so you can see the way that this is designed, there's like a big metal roll pin which actually locks this bolt right here. That's how it locks. So when you turn your key, it allows this carriage to move down, the roll pin can go down. When you turn your key back, it pushes the roll pin back up into the bolt. So it's a fairly strong structure. The next thing about this type of lock, this new model one, is that you can access the cam screws. So this is a particular cam that's not common to any other type of lock. It's only for this type of lock. So I'll just remove those 2 cam screws. My easiest method of change combo is just doing what I'm doing now. Just removing the cam, exposing the back of the cylinder, put that in, give it a twist, come through with a follower, and that's a dodgy follower. Okay, I got it. Okay, there's our plug, there's our keys, they can go in the bin. Then we come through with our new plug. Can I get some graphite? I just put a little bit of this stuff right in between the pins just to make it feel all nice and great. It already does, but it just makes it lubricate for a long time. Right, so there's our plug there. Happens to be a restricted plug, just a standard 570 plug. Just transferring over, follower comes out. This is your standard 6-pin inline cylinder, so the housing is compatible with all your inline restricteds. Turning it, and just to check how effortlessly I can turn it, past that 12 o'clock position. So that's perfect, pins are perfect. And if I really want to check it, I turn it upside down, making sure those top pins are pushing up, and then just testing it left and right. It's perfect. Alright, then I come back around with my cam, same cam, lining it up. I'm using the good screws, the ones with the blue Loctite on them. I'm just going to pop them in there, making sure they're done up nice and tight so there's no key issues in the future. So this lock, the reason it's so good is because it's either 2 bolts with a concealed fixing plate or 4 bolts, and away you go. 4 bolts and then your bolt hole on the ground. Now I did mention about this centering nipple. The way that works is pretty straightforward, but I'll tell you anyway. Right, so I'm going to put my keys in. I'm going to release the bolt. I'm going to put my bolt on an angle so that the roll pin is facing me, push it down and twist it right again, and my bolt's back in. Okay, so when I'm on the door and I want to mark where I'm going to drill my hole, here's a plate that comes with it. What I would do is I would lift the bolt up, bring the door to rest, lock the other locks on the door, turn the key, and then put the bolt where I want it and give it a tap. Don't hit it too hard or this will come off, like this will break off. It's not designed to be hit. You've got to hit it on the shaft there. Give it a little hit and you'll actually get a little mark from that tip on the point. Once you've got that, you pretty much drill your hole. This is an accessory, sorry, this is part of the kit, it does come with it. Once you've got your hole, you center it up, you use some wall plugs or something to attach it to the concrete, and away you go. I don't particularly like to fit these because one of the reasons is they can be a little bit of a tripping hazard, and if you're fitting into tile, sometimes all these holes can crack it. Less holes the better, and often just a big hole in the ground is suitable for a lot of positions or a lot of customers. Once it is locked, you push the bolt all the way in, it'll be going through this plate. You can mount these on toolboxes, anywhere you can imagine. It's just basically a big hefty bolt. I mean, this right here is about a kilo, at least a kilo, 1.2. And once it's locked, you take your key out, that bolt doesn't go anywhere, and that's what the customer will see on the front of their door. So when that's on the aluminium door, and it's about so wide, it looks quite nice. Also, you might notice the spacing on these is quite narrow. So that means that when you are mounting on a piece of aluminium that is this big, and you've got glass on either side, you're kind of right in the middle for for those bolts, so you're not going to be hitting the glass or breaking the glass. Alright, so there's a quick rundown on the ADI 5004 ADI bolt, available from our lock shop. And if for those people who like to rekey their own locks, there's some information on it. One of the things with these bolts, just a word of advice, make sure that you drill your holes straight and make sure that these are all on there nice and straight, because your bolt has to run through here and this has to sink over the top as well. So it's got housings for it, but you do actually have to drill your holes quite precise, all 4 of them. Once you drill 4 holes, that's your lock body pretty much fitted. Then you just got to drill your bolt hole. As long as you use the nipple on the top, you're going to know where your center is. If you start off with a pilot drill and then move up in sizes, so probably 5, go to 8, and then go to like a 12, and then do a 16. Normally I like to drill a little bit more so that if the dirt fills up, the lock doesn't stop working, and you can always just re-drill it out if it does get dirty. And also I don't want to choke the bolt too much, because it does need some sort of movement. Just with all doors and things like that, if they're too precise, you're going to have troubles putting the bolt down or getting the bolt out in the morning if there's weight on the bolt. Okay, there's our video. Thanks for watching.